Hi everyone, it's story time. Come around and sit down in the circle, everyone. It's story time. I'd like to share with you one of the most fulfilling things that I've done in my life, which was to volunteer for an organization which worked with early childhood literacy in Montreal. And I would go every Monday to a daycare, and I would bring in a set of stories, and I would read to them. Story time. Fulfilling, fun, learning, exploring, creating, playing. So one of my favorite classes, I had about 3 classes there, which one class was 18-month-olds, which aren't as reactive as the older ones. So I would mostly read like dog animal sound books to them and like farm animal sound books to them, and just like get them used to types of sounds that animals would make. And I would repeat the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until they knew what sound a cow made or a duck made or a dog made, and etc. And I also had a group of 3-year-olds and then a group of 4 and 5-year-olds. And there is one very special little girl who I won't forget, who made an impact on me, and it was always a pleasure to see her every week and to read to her every week. And I can't even recall her name right now, and I don't think it's really relevant. I think what is more relevant is her character and her willingness to want to engage in an area where others wouldn't want to engage in. So it was Halloween one time, and I tested out reading scary stories to them, and they absolutely loved it. Some of them loved it, some of them were petrified, some of them would hide in corners, and I even made a little girl cry. That's right, a big grown man made a little girl cry, and he kept going. Because the other kids in the class were enjoying it. She didn't have to listen if she didn't want to. And I even told her, I said, if it's getting too scary for you, I said, would one of you teachers mind just taking her outside? And she wanted to stay, so she wasn't as petrified as she appeared to be, this young girl. Anyways, the young girl that I would like to mention, who's very, very special, and who's going to have many challenges on her path when she grows up, was this. So Halloween came and went, and I read a scary story. And I think that was the first time she heard a scary story. And she loved it so much that the next week that I went back, she asked for another scary story. And I just so happened to have some of the extra Halloween stories on me, so I said, what the hell? So I went ahead and I read a scary story again. And so I would change my voice and change my character and change everything according to what the text is giving me. And I would never rehearse anything. I would just read the text and I would go with it. And if it was a scary part, I really changed my voice to scare them. And they liked getting scared. Anyways, this little girl, whenever there was a part that was supposed to be petrifying, like a monster was just around the corner, or like there was a monster under a bed, or there was like a monster lurking coming to find her, she would always want to engage with it, although being frightened. It's like she was frightened of it, but still wanted to engage with it. So when I mentioned that there was a monster under the bed, I would fake that there was a bed, and she would want to go under the bed and go, where is he, and like look for him and stuff. And oh, he's not under here, maybe he's somewhere in this classroom. I said that to her once, and then she literally goes and like starts opening all the cupboards and the toys and like trying to look, where is he, I want to see him. She didn't ever find him, but she looked, and she looked very, very strenuously for him and couldn't find him. She was so willing to face her fears, so willing that like she didn't actually like fear anything at all. And this is a 3-year-old. She should be scared of the boogeyman because every other kid in the class was scared of the boogeyman, but she wasn't. She wanted to face him. And I remember I was reading this one, and she made me laugh. She made me laugh all week. She made me laugh all month when this happened. Anyways, I was reading this trick or treat story. And it was about these little pigs going through from house to house and going on a journey, and then coming across things that would come in the path and scare them, and then they would have to find a way around that which blocked them, right? So towards the end of the story, it leads up to a point where a witch comes out of nowhere, and she says to the pigs, her thinking she's one of the pigs, You can't pass here. I'm gonna eat you. And then I said that to her. I looked at her. I said, you can't pass here. I'm gonna eat you. And she looked at me and she goes, no. And I looked at her and I was like, well, I said, I'm gonna eat you. And she said, no. I said, well, why not? And she goes, but because if you eat me, I can't go trick-or-treating. I don't go trick-or-treating tonight. Oh, this is too cute. This is too cute. So I had to change the story, and I actually had to let her pass because she was too cute, and she stood up to the big scary witch because she really wanted to go trick-or-treating. So I had to let her pass and go trick-or-treating. I don't know where all this is going. I just wanted to share that it's amazing that a child can not have those limitations of fear that we have as adults, because like lately I've just been noticing, just like seeing something in people's eyes, or like just seeing people and their behaviors and how they react to things. Like they're very conscious that there is a monster, and they like do everything to avoid it because they're scared of it, and it like controls them and their behavior. Meanwhile, this free little 3-year-old girl is like wants to look at the monster right in the eyes and stand up to him and look him straight in the eyes and go, I'm not fucking scared of you at all. I want my candy. And that's what it should always be. Because when we face the monster, it's sweet. We get candy as a result of facing our fears. Sweet, sweet, sweet candy. What kind of candy you want? Tootsie Roll? You want Lollipop? You want Smarties? You want M&M's? Peanut M&M's? What do you want? You can have it all if you're not scared of the monster. Because if you stand up to the monster and they realize they don't have power over you, it's very liberating. It's freeing. You'll feel as free as a 3-year-old little girl. Thank you for allowing me to share that with you. Everyone have a lovely evening tonight.